Hey, this is Kit Cabello of Harlan's Media. We are covering a closing event with the Pilsen Alliance. You could check out the whole Facebook live stream on our Facebook page. And I'm joined here today with one of the main organizers. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Once again, my name is Magda Ramirez-Castanada, and of course, I do represent not only the people here, as I've lived here in the Pilsen community, but also an organization called Pilsen Alliance. It's an organization that's close to 20 years old, has been organizing and trying to make positive changes in this community, all in the name of justice.
Now, at nearing the end of our Facebook live stream, it was mentioned that 10,000 people have been displaced due to the gentrification and harsh policies that's been imposed not only on Pilsen but to other low-income neighborhoods. But mostly right now in Pilsen, 10,000 families have been displaced, which is a shocking number. And you mentioned that you worked in City Hall. How has this affected you, and what does this mean for the future of Pilsen?
Right. Well, first of all, I have been, as they say, a public servant. I worked as a caseworker for the City of Chicago, Department of Family and Support Services, and I often went out into the street to seek the situation with the homeless people that literally have been displaced. They were displaced, and they can no longer afford any kind of rent. This type of people, and we're going back to here to Pilsen, where the 10,000 people have been displaced, 5,000 of which have been evicted. And I don't know what it feels to be evicted because I have never been evicted, but I know what it feels to be around people who are evicted. And they don't have a notion of where they're going to go. If they have children, the children all look so confused. If they have to wait a long time for somebody to pick them up after they're evicted, all their belongings are outside. It's so degrading. It has no dignity. It's one of the worst situations that any family can find themselves here in Chicago due to gentrification.
Now, earlier during the live stream, it was mentioned that there are large organizations like the church and a few other groups that have remained silent to what's happening here in Pilsen. Why have they remained silent, and have they done any outreach to the Pilsen Alliance in regards to helping out the community?
Well, I hate to say this, but it is important that we know that politics plays a major role in this. Okay, the almighty dollar, if you want to call it, plays a large part in this. Here, for example, in Pilsen and part of Chinatown, we have an alderman that has not been looking out for the interests of the people. As a result, developers have been coming in here, doing whatever it is they do the best, which is gentrifying, and so when we talk about the fact that there are people that are being displaced and they're being not even, I'm not going to say even scared, but just having knowledge that this is happening here in Pilsen is really something that makes people sort of fear for the fact that they're not going to have a place to live. Where do you go from here? This is the port of entry for many Latinos, many Mexicans. I remember when my father used to come here, and we lived in the north, but he used to come here, and this was La Calle 18, 18th Street. And it had so much, the vendors, the stores, the restaurants, the families used to see the children playing on the streets, and all this is no longer here with us. And what's sad is that the people that are being evicted actually do not have a place to go. Many are going to be homeless, and many are homeless. Many have moved with their families. I know some people have gone back of the yards. That soon will probably be gentrified as well. But meanwhile, that is a reality here in the Pilsen community. And it's a reality because I think many of us, we trust in our politicians. We trust that they're going to do the best for our communities, and then it doesn't happen that way. We then need to step up. I need to call it what it is. It's an abuse of people that are not well-to-do, an abuse on people that are immigrants or recent immigrants. It's an abuse on people on a poverty level.
Effectively, one thing that you mentioned in the live stream was that the main thing people need to fight for is housing. So, what policies are needed to really help out the low-income and working-class families here in Pilsen so that they can still have a thriving future here?
Right. I know you asked me before also about other organizations that should be helping out with this situation. With what are the, who's looking out for the people, who's doing this? Well, there is a project that started in the early '90s with the Resurrection Project. That is, it's in a working format between the church, okay, and some of the community people. They have built or accommodated people in some of the buildings that they have remodeled, and the families pay according to what they make in income. But there's not many of those, and it takes like forever to get a building prepared for it to be rented, and so they are able to do these things, but at the same time, their conditions are such that they are getting money. They're getting money from maybe the city. They're getting money from other companies, and so they really should be doing more to at least stop gentrification. I mean, it's there already. There's something much that we can do on that one, but we have to stop this gentrification.
And I think one final question in regards to Pilsen. Chicago's gotten a negative light from corporate media about it being a violent place, that there's nothing but violence here, that it's corrupt. But uh, what kind of positive story do you have in regards to Pilsen that you want to share with our viewers and subscribers to break the notion that there's no hope here in Chicago?
Okay. Well, first of all, I have never been accosted by any gangbanger, by any person. I think I hate to say this again, but I think the alderman has hurt the people more than any any gangbanger, certainly in this community. Um, um, Standing with the developers is truly, I would say, a crime. Maybe not to the capitalists, but it is. So no, everything is really wonderful here in Pilsen. The only thing that's sad is the people that we've lost, people that were here for years and years, and who have been involved in their communities, who enjoy taking their children out to the park, what we call Zapata Park. They're on Damon and 18th, and so that is sad, and that is I would say a terrible situation. But as far as this, we have so much to offer and give Chicago that I think that's one of the reasons why the mayor is after Pilsen and has been after Pilsen for a long time. We have the murals, we have the art, we have the culture, the language, the food. I mean, it is a beautiful place to live. Too bad it's not going to be able to be enjoyed by many people or many of the people that lived here formerly. The rents are too high, and people at this point are not able to afford to buy houses.
So basically, what's missing is the beating heart of any thriving neighborhood is the people in the communities, and if the people in communities are removed, a part of the neighborhood dies, and it's a devastating fact. Well, I first and foremost am very grateful that you joined Hardlands Media, and to our viewers and audience, let's all do what we can to build a better future and make sure that all of us have a community to live in. Peace, everyone.